So we asked 100 composers, and not really, of course, but a lot of composers, what do you use markers for? And here were the answers. Yeah, that's right. So the number one answer. Hello. Important hits. Survey said. Musical change. And survey said, music out. Okay, so I said I would ask, what about dialogue? Show me dialogue. Well, show me sound effects. Show me voiceover. Okay, so most composers who write solely using markers don't indicate where dialogue starts and stops and where other forms of sonic competition occur. So I want to show you the simplest type of sketch. This is called a layout sketch. Now here's a main title sequence. I'll just show you the sequence. There's no dialogue or sound effects in this for the sake of a simple example. Just picture and SEMPTI code at the bottom. This is a picture that takes place in the South, United States, and so it will have that flavor of guitars, dobro, mandolin. Title fades in, title fades out, cut to the river, cut to the beginnings of a storm, a little bit of rain. Cut to the guard tower. This is an important story point. It's a guard tower of a prison. Cut away from the prison or to the leaves. And the director just wanted to establish this southern atmosphere in this main title. Cut to the blowing rain, which is the storm getting a little harder and heavier. Lightning, you can never compete with lightning, don't even try. And a second cut to the guard tower. Okay. This, which is not really clear because we have a little bit of a shadowing effect tonight, but this is my sketch paper. It consists of 3 systems of 6 staves each, 32 dots or clicks above each line. The important thing here is that there are no bar lines. When you start with paper that has bar lines already on it, the first thing you have to do is pick a time signature. And that locks you in. That's pretty time-consuming to change. Once I find a tempo, I can start to put information about the scene on this paper using the SEMPTI code and the tempo that I've chosen. So the tempo I've chosen is 112 beats per minute. And you notice over here that I put the value of 1 beat, which in this case is just about half a second. Any ideas why I do that? I always put this at the top of my scores. Well, at some point you'll have an orchestra and you'll rehearse your cue, and someone will come out of the booth and say, Richard, I'm sorry, you didn't get the email. We cut 2 seconds out of this scene. I'm really sorry. Well, if you know that each beat equals about a half a second, you know that you have to find 4 beats somewhere to take out of this cue in order to make it line up. And it's much easier knowing and being able to figure out what 1 beat is worth. Okay, so the things I'd like to know where they are is the sky fading in, the title fading in, title fading out, cut to the river, cut to the guard tower, which is important, cut to the leaves or away from the guard tower, and cut to the blowing rain. Now, I won't hit all of these. I just want to know where they are. So now, Using this empty code and the tempo, I can put these items on the sketch, still without bar lines. Over here, I put the tempo. Up here, the starting empty code. Here's the sky fades in, title fades in, title fades out, cut to the river, cut to the guard tower, cut to the leaves or away from the guard tower, and cut to the blowing rain. Now, I put in some bar lines, and I'm assuming this is going to be in 4/4 because it's that type of music. It's Southern US music. And in doing this, now I have put drama and music on one page. I can see where everything is happening. I can build from one cue to the next. So now I can see that the sky fades in on beat 4, about beat 4 of bar 4. The cut to the river happens on the downbeat of bar 8. The cut to the guard tower happens just about on the 4th beat of bar 12. Now normally we'd like an important cut like that to happen on a stronger beat, stronger than the 4th beat. And I thought about, which you can do with this paper, changing and putting a double bar where that cut to the guard tower is, which would put it on a downbeat for all intents and purposes. And now I would count back in 4-beat increments until I get back to the beginning, and that makes my first bar a 3/4 bar. So studio players can play any odd meter, but when you're playing this kind of music that wants to continue in 4/4, if you can put the odd meter, the 3/4 bar in this case, at the beginning, it's a lot easier for the rest of the cue to play. But I didn't do that because on the next page, I found out that the second cut to the guard tower also happens on the 4th beat. So I decided to use this as compositional inspiration and make something that would work on the 4th beat in each cut to the guard tower. No music yet, but I knew that the guard tower and the prisoners, I wanted to use dobro for those sections. And I also thought I'd like to use a modulation down here where the storm starts to get more fierce. That's it. That's the layout sketch. So I'll show you now how this works with the picture. This is the simplest form of sketch. It's a layout sketch. Now, just for comparison, I want to show you this exact same sketch. Here it is on my sketch paper. Here's the exact same sketch in Digital Performer. Now, I don't know about you, but the other one looks a lot more dramatic and musical to me.